here in the first half. In the third quarter,
was personal for a couple of them.
Bam Adebayo sizes up, hits the three. That wasn't called for a foul.
This was one of the best games of the season for Bam, seriously.
And for the Miami Heat as a whole. And then where
They
keeps
needed
it in the midair and still finishes the reverse.
Even through their worst times, he's always shining.
First of all, that's a circus shot right there.
He lost it, and then he got it back. Incredible finish. The Heat spoiled Jimmy's return. Here's Jimmy Butler after the game.
What do you think of the reactions and cheers, the booth when you touch the ball? What do you think?
That don't bother me. It's going to happen plenty of places. I guess. It's going to happen here now, too. Get used to it. As soon as I ended up a Golden State Warrior, everything that had went on, it was dead. So, you know, like I always say, I'm always focused on like the right now and what's to come. So I'm here as a Golden State Warrior, and I got a job to do. I mean, this was a huge part of my career. So I continue to say that I'm very grateful, and I ain't spiteful towards nobody. Like I always say, I'm grateful for the opportunity, love the fan base. It's not bad. It's not all bad.
The Warriors, they really missed Steph Curry in that game. He's been out with that pelvic contusion, and they need him back badly because after visits to New Orleans and San Antonio, the Warriors, they'll play 4 straight games against teams that are ahead of them in the Western standings. Golden State, they seek to hang on to the 6th seed or potentially even move up with a hot stretch against these teams. So let's check in on them now. Memphis moved up to the 4 seed last night with a win. The Grizz, they blew out the Jazz by 37 points. They did it without John Morant. He missed his 5th straight game. So Carlos, check out this interaction, though, on the bench. We'll show it just a second here. Desmond Bane shoving Santi Aldama. We making anything out of this? Could this be a problem?
I mean, things get hot and heated every once in a while. I had a couple of shoving matches with a couple of teammates, but nothing a bottle of wine can't solve.
I love that. Nothing, just pour a cool bottle of red and everything will be all right. Something, though, to keep an eye on, of course, for the Grizzlies is their health. And speaking of, we had some major news out of Milwaukee last night. Damian Lillard was diagnosed with deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot in his right calf. He is on blood thinning medication, which has stabilized the clot, but the team says he remains out indefinitely. So Jamal Collier, who covers the Milwaukee Bucks, is joining us now. Jamal, we saw a similar situation with Victor Wembanyama earlier this season, and it forced him to miss the rest of the regular season. But, of course, that was in his shoulder, not his calf. These are so individual here. How long are the Bucks bracing Jamal to be without Damian Lillard?
Yeah, Malika, there's still optimism at this time that Dame is going to play again at some point this season. He's been on those blood thinners since last week, and the team is going to continue to monitor and test him regularly to see how the blood clot is doing with 11 games to go in the regular season before the playoffs. And during this past road trip, the Bucks have been on a 5-game West Coast road trip. I spoke to Dame, and he mentioned how much he was looking forward to the playoffs, how his chemistry with Giannis and their comfortability has really improved this year in year 2 versus year 1. So he really wants to get back on the floor if at all possible. But his focus last night was not necessarily on that. It was on the sensitivity of the issue, on his health. He was happy that the Bucks caught this early and acted swiftly on it, and he was able to, get on the medication and is starting to stabilize from this early, injury. And for Milwaukee as a whole, this is another year where down the stretch they have caught a really critical injury bug. Remember last year, Giannis had a calf injury in the 79th game of the season. We've had playoff injuries for Giannis. A couple of years ago, Chris Middleton went down in the playoffs. So Milwaukee was really hoping to be whole and healthy and dependent on their 2 stars, Giannis and Dame, heading into the playoffs. And right now, they're still optimistic and holding out hope that before the season is over that Dame will be able to get on the floor and play again for them this year.
And certainly from a human perspective, which is the most important thing, we are glad that this was caught early, and we hope to see Dame out on the floor soon, but healthy is the most important thing. Jamal Collier, thank you so very much. This does have basketball implications, of course. The Bucks have won 61% of their games without Dame in the lineup over the last 2 seasons, but they've won just 41% of the time when he misses a game. So again, 61% with Dame, 41% without. And this is some serious news from Milwaukee. I don't want to make any assumptions, but history tells us we could not see Dame back on the floor.
They're going to be the underdogs. And disrespecting Dame and Giannis and calling them the underdogs is going to light a fire up under their ass that the league can't handle. I still have Boston winning the Eastern Conference. Yeah. But Dame comes back with Giannis as the underdogs. They're my dark horse in the Eastern Conference to come out.
Yeah, agreed. You know, sending our best to Dame Lillard. But when you think about the interim, it's like you said, there's optimism because there's only 11 games left. They're pretty secure in that 5-6 position. So you don't really worry
during their 3-game skid, and if it's solvable tonight against Indiana, plus a big 3 filled with bigs doing big things, where does this insane Khalil Ware reverse land on our list? We tell you top plays after the break. And the latest on Jason Tatum heading into tonight's interconference clash on ESPN. What would a win versus the shorthanded champs mean for Phoenix? Find out next on NBA Today.